you one thing, if a little green man pops out of me, I'm shooting first and asking questions later.
You are on the verge of destroying the entire universe.
Welcome to the Strange Podcast with Sam and Logan.
If you enjoy the show, please go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you're listening, and please give us a good rating. If you want to share a story or have ideas for a future episode, you're welcome to visit us at www.thestrangepodcast.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome to the Strange Podcast. This is episode 20, and I'm Logan Marks.
And I'm Sam Baxter. Today's February 28th, 2018. Well, how you doing today?
Oh, I am exhausted. I'm freaking tired.
You're freaking tired, huh? Been working a lot?
Too much.
Gotta make that money, huh?
Yeah, I gotta make the money and
pay them damn bills, huh?
Because the skills are what pay the bills.
Yeah, no shit. Whatever skills we got, huh? Maybe we can get paid for this, but if we get, I guess we would need skills to get paid for this, right?
Right now we're just two idiots talking into a mic.
Yeah, I know. Hello, is this thing on? Is anybody there? So we got some weird shit that happened this week.
Let's hear it. Let's hear what you got.
Well, this one's kind of weird. Sometimes people get caught red-handed. This weird guy got caught with sauce.
Yeah,
red sauced, man. So it was a meatball crime. I mean, this crime's a passion, right? All that type of shit. This is a meatball crime. For those of you out there,
he's like the hamburger.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's fucking like food or something, man. So there's a meatball crime. Suspect caught covered in sauce. You know, the phrase "caught red-handed" it took a new meaning after an alleged meatball thief snuck into a Pennsylvania man's home and stole a pot of red sauce Monday afternoon. The suspect in the alleged crime was actually caught red-faced, clothed, following the incident that involved a stolen late lunch. So the owner of the meatball saw the suspect covered in the evidence and noticed that a pot of meatballs and red sauce was missing from his home. So he called the cops, and he told them the suspect, Lehman Glenn Robert Potter, caught him in front of his home with evidence of the theft, and he had sauce. The fucking guy had sauce all over his face and his fucking clothes. The cops had no problem catching him. Had no problem, figuring out that wasn't blood. He wasn't he wasn't painting. The incident, the crime occurred at 2:37 p.m. and the accused suspect of the crime was charged with burglary, criminal trespassing, and theft by unlawful taking. The policeman said, and I quote, this is the worst part, but the policeman said, and I quote, "The pot containing the meatballs was removed from the victim's residence. The pot was recovered. The meatballs were not." Whoa.
Just imagine like one of those lineups that they have, and there's a bunch of guys up there. One of them has just sauce all over his face.
Yeah, no, I didn't do it. No, I don't like that. I don't like spaghetti.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's like the kid with their head chocolate over their face. Did you eat some candy? No.
I know.
This guy's got.
How old is that guy? Like 5 years old?
No, that was a grown man. This is an adult man. He fucking But to his defense, what if
he would be a grown man eating sauce?
Yeah, but to his defense, what if the guy who made that spaghetti sauce was just a fucking fine, awesome cook? What if he just didn't want to pay for his fucking food?
It must have been pretty good if he's willing to steal it.
Yeah, he goes in and he took a pot. He took the fucking pot with him. Took the pot and was just eating the sauce with the meatballs.
I was like, I don't give a shit about the pot. I just want my meatballs.
Yeah, exactly. So the guy was charged. I mean, I'm sure it's some type of misdemeanor, but I mean, he didn't get away, unfortunately. As somebody who likes meatballs himself and red sauce, I feel bad for the guy. I can empathize with the guy. I'm sorry, but I'm sure he could go to the nearest Italian restaurant and get something, or even buy some marinara from Safeway or from the nearest closest grocery store. Right? Yeah, go to Trader.
I know you could just got a meatball sub at Subway.
You could have got a meatball sub for $5. I think those are $5, aren't they?
I know.
But again, the guy who made them could have been fantastic. He could have made a really good cook.
It'd be cheaper, than his bail that he had to pay.
Yeah. I bet the cops were laughing at this one, though. I mean, they're probably like, "Yeah, this is a light crime. This is."
Oh, they probably see that shit all the time.
Do you think so?
I don't know. People do stupid shit. They're probably like have all kinds of stories.
I mean, I'm saying it was like lighter than a shooting or some type of homicide. At least it was just fucking red sauce, marinara on his shirt.
Yeah. So a boy in China thought it was a good idea to hose down the buttons in his elevator by peeing all over them. I have to say, he got an impressive spray. He was able to douse the entire panel. But soon after he zipped up and got himself all situated, he hit the button to get off the lift, and the doors jiggled and they wouldn't open. So the button started blinking and it started going glitchy, and started going haywire as the lights went dark, and the boy was trapped in the elevator.
Holy shit!
And according to the Metro, had to be rescued by the maintenance crew. He tried to deny any wrongdoing. Even his parents came to his defense and said it would have been impossible for him to pee that high. Yeah. But hey,
no, it's not.
Yeah, what they didn't realize is they had video of it, and there's a video of the kid peeing all over the panel.
So the kid screwed himself by peeing all over the paddle.
Yeah, so he
How
pretty
old was
much
this
locked
kid?
himself in the. He looks like he's got to be at least 13.
Well, I know a good idea. I'm gonna piss all over the elevator.
Unless he really had to go, but why even go all over the buttons? Because you got to touch it.
No, I watched the video. He's intentionally pissing on him. If you really have to go, you're gonna pee in the corner. This guy was fucking shooting up, man. He was shooting on purpose.
I know.
He had a goal.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but apparently,
it's like
I just think it's funny that they had to cut that the maintenance crew had to come and try to get him out of there.
And then he had to deny it. He's all denied it. I mean, the whole place.
I know,
the place smells like piss. I mean, unless you're in a fucking shitty ass. unless you're in some apartments that just smell like piss all the time, you're not getting away with that. I mean, I'm saying if it's a nice place, they're gonna know you fucked up. And they're going to have a camera. It must have been all right, man, if they had a camera, right? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how he got caught.
So the kid got caught. Parents had to give it up and fucking admit that their son was some fucking some elevator button peer. Some button pisser.
I don't know how you live that down. Button pisser.
In Canada, a couple, a man and a woman, they adopted a pet pig from an animal shelter. It was like one of those where they rescue animals and they nurse them back to health.
Yeah.
They adopted the pet pig from the animal shelter only to just kill her and eat her. The staff at the animal shelter in Canada were stunned after a local family adopted a potbelly pig as a pet, then slaughtered her and ate her weeks later. So the people were pissed. They were they were heartbroken. They were shocked. They had become attached to the potbelly pig. They had nursed it before the people had adopted her. So they thought they were sending Molly the pig to a great home. But they saw weeks later, the local woman saw the reports on social media and indicated that the couple had slaughtered and eaten Molly, which was the potbelly. Apparently, because they found that keeping and training a pit pig to be more work than they could handle. So they just said, "Fuck it,
screw this. I'm gonna eat it."
These people don't have kids. So I hope these people don't have kids, because kids are not easier.
As soon as those kids pee on an elevator, they're gonna eat them.
Yeah, they're going into my pot. I'm eating them. So the place that they adopted it from, they called the cops. But the cops looked into it and they found that the people had humanely killed the pig, so they couldn't do anything about it.
So they got the cops involved.
Yeah, they were not happy. Yeah, they called the cops, man. They were pissed. Yeah, because they signed a contract saying they would not use the pig for food.
That's in the contract.
But it's in the contract, but they were told that breaching the contract was not a criminal offense.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
But the family's blacklisted from adopting any more animals from them.
So I'm wondering if you go and you adopt a dog, do you have to sign a contract that you won't eat it?
Yeah. I don't know if it's every animal. Maybe it is. I don't know, but it might be just some blanket. Hey, you will treat this dog with respect. Yeah, you will not kill it. Because these people killed it. Maybe it didn't say for food. The contract just probably said you're gonna nurse it and keep it alive as best you can. You're not gonna just let it die, right? And these people just fucking killed it, fuck it. This pig's a pain
I
in the
think
ass.
it was like if I would think like it's something that happens constantly, so they have to like make contracts for it, so people don't eat the pigs.
I know they did. I don't know, but I don't know because they seem like it was in their contract, but when they called the cops were like, look, they put it down humanely, so there was no animal rights that were violated, so we can't do anything about it. So maybe this is the first time, because maybe they didn't know. They thought that maybe because they signed that contract they were going to be arrested, but no, they were not, because when the cops looked into it, there was nothing to get them on, no grounds to arrest them. So they just got blacklisted. They cannot adopt anymore from the shelter.
I'm gonna do start asking if there's a drive-through for their shelter. Do you guys have a drive-through window so I can get some bacon?
Yeah, no. That'd be funny. They go in there and they're like, "Oh, look at this pig. I bet it has bacon." Just start pissing the people off.
I want to adopt the fattest pig you got. The fattest pig you got.
I know. Which kind of these pigs do you have that make good bacon? Do you guys have cows? I need some hamburger. I'm gonna have barbecue.
I'm having a barbecue tonight. I don't want to adopt a pig.
I need a few pigs. This is cheaper than going to the grocery store, so I'm just gonna adopt them. So I'm just gonna fucking adopt them. God, these people, man.
So I got a story from New York. A New York State police say a woman faces driving while intoxicated charges after she drove drunk to the police station to pick up her brother, who had been charged also with driving under the influence.
Wait a minute. So the brother was picked up, taken to the police station. He was getting bailed out by his drunk sister.
Yeah, so she went to go get him, but she was just drunk. She was drunker than he was when she went to go pick him up.
What the fuck?
The troopers in Fulton County said 50-year-old Scott Vosberg was charged after a single vehicle crash early Thursday when his blood alcohol content allegedly measured 0.29%, more than 3 times the legal limit. His sister, the 51-year-old Kimberly Ludux, drove to the Mayfield barracks to pick him up. Troops say Ludux appeared to be intoxicated, and a breath test showed her blood alcohol content was 0.22%, nearly 3 times the legal limit. She was charged with aggravated driving while intoxicated.
Holy shit. So these people are both still in jail then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
So the cops didn't even have to fucking pull anybody over. She showed up there voluntarily drunk.
So they had to
that's like the easiest bust.
They had to find somebody else who wouldn't show up intoxicated to drive them both home from the prison.
Fuck. In that family, I don't think there is anybody. Why, he was gonna come next? The younger brother who's fucking heroin. He's got track marks. Jeez, man, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Why would you show up to the police station drunk?
I know, especially picking somebody up.
I think a couple places you don't show up drunk. Probably at your kid's school.
Your kid's school.
Probably on the first time. Probably on a first date. And probably at the police station. Those are probably like 3 places you don't want to show up drunk. Well, I guess your job too. I know. Damn, man. Holy shit. So did they say how much did they get time?
They didn't say anything about that. They said that they got arrested, and then somebody just had to pick them up in the morning. But I'm pretty sure like most places they get charged pretty much like I think 1,000 or so, and then they have to go through
get the DUI, right?
They usually get charged like a grand or two, and then they have to do the classes, the Alcoholics Anonymous classes.
Oh, I got you.
That's what they do in Washington. I know a couple people that had to go through that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I remember this is when we were younger. I mean, one guy he got a DUI and he had to go through the classes. He had to get one of those. He had to pay for the breathalyzer thing to start your car.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they got to put in your car, right?
And he had to do the AA classes. We used to pick him up after the classes so he could go drinking.
Yeah. Hey, man, he's a smart guy, right? You didn't want to do no breathalyzer. Why not? Fuck it, I'll just have somebody else. I'll go to the classes, go through the motions, and keep drinking. Yeah, why not, right? There's always a way to... I guess they figure they can just get around the system.
Yeah.
So I got this...
you got another story?
I got this interesting story about... sometimes people... they get hungry after masturbation. So a new vibrator can reportedly order pizza for you after you orgasm.
Really?
So the adult entertainment company Cam Soda introduced the Rub Grub.
The Rub Grub. Yeah. That's a great name for it.
It is a good name. That is good marketing. The interactive vibrator that orders food after you're done using it for its original purpose. It's the Diddle and Dine device. Comes with an internet-connected button on one end that's similar to the button on the Amazon Dash wand. Oh. So once a person programs their payment, delivery, and order information, the Rub Grub connects to your local pizza place through its application programming interface, and it basically, by a push of a button, the pizza is ordered and it'll become delivered to you. So the vibrator will only be connected to Domino's at first, but Cam Soda Vice President Darren Parker predicts that other national chains will jump on this product once they sense the buzz. So his quote was, "Masturbation, while ultimately enjoyable, can be strenuous physical activity during which an individual exerts a lot of energy and burns many calories. Inevitably, once someone has climaxed, they feel lethargic and hungry," Parker said. So he also says, "Now, in order to enjoy your Saturday night, all you'll need is your Rub Grub device. Get off and get stuffed, all with the quick click of a button."
So I'm wondering, is this just like a vibrator for women, or do they have like a pocket pussy that does it after for men?
So far, it's for women. It's in the final stages of development, and they expect it to be available in a few months for $19.95. So it sounds like it's for women right now, right? I think it's hitting the women demographic. So the just the older women demographic, where they can sell to them, because it doesn't say anything about being for men. It sounds like it's, so far it doesn't. I didn't find anything on it, but I could be wrong. But it sounds like it's, fucking masturbate and eat up, man.
It's kind of messed up that it's only just for women. They got to make one for men. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Do guys use a lot of toys when they masturbate?
Probably not. I
don't know. I mean, this is like a wand, so I'm assuming it's for a woman, right? It's kind of shaped for a woman. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking that this is, so far, it's mainly for a woman. Maybe guys probably just have the app, on their phone. They're watching porn on the computer. As soon as they get done, they click off the screen to, Domino's and just order right there. I don't know. For the women, the women must be a little too worn out. They just click the button when they're done. They just click the button and they just.
I know, it just seems like it's, yeah. You're right. It seems like it's just easier just to get your phone and order a pizza when you're done.
I mean, yeah, right. But I mean, this is just helping us be more lazy, right? I mean, instead of you having to do anything, you're just laying there. You just had an orgasm and you just click a button and your pizza. Your pizza's gonna be coming in about 20 minutes. So I know. So this is making you even more lazy. So now you don't even have to go out on a date, man. You could just jerk off or come, and you could just order a pizza and you're done. Like you said, Saturday night doesn't need to be with anybody else, man.
That's true.
You just need your Rub Grub. Yeah, you just need your Rub Grub. Like he says, get off and get stuffed.
It reminds you of that Futurama episode where don't date robots.
Oh yeah.
Where
they're all against that.
That one kid's like, oh, I'm just gonna stay here with my robot and make out.
That's right.
Like the whole world collapsed around him.
Yeah, that's right. He got everything happened and he just fucking stayed there with his robot. Right? Yeah, I don't know, man. This seems interesting. I don't know how well this will do. They must have obviously tested it in markets, right? And I mean, if they're making this, women must like it, right?
I don't know. It just seems like one of those things that you don't really need. I mean, it's like squatty potty. I mean, you don't really need a squatty potty to take a shit, but people still buy them.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, there must be some people who believe that this really works, and some people, like you said, maybe they must have tested it with some women and asked them, hey, if you could just come and then have a pizza ordered right after. Would you do it? And there must have been enough that said, yeah, right?
I guess so.
I mean, it's in the final stages of development, man.
Yeah, it's
somebody's testing this.
A pretty hardcore focus group, and they're like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. I mean, they're testing this shit, man. This isn't like... They got peoples working on this, man. Yeah, so I mean, are the women embarrassed knowing that their order came? Like when the Domino's guy showed up, the guy knows that you just came because your order came through the fucking through the rub grub. I mean, is that gonna be embarrassing for anybody? Who knows? Maybe maybe they won't care. But it's a new device, and maybe they'll make it for men eventually. Maybe guys will get Chinese food or something, or hamburgers. So it's a little more substantial.
Yeah, some more filling.
Get a burgers and fries.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, with the beer or something. I don't know. So do you got anything else? What else do you got?
I got a story of an elderly man was captured on video driving his mobility scooter on a 70-mile-per-hour freeway.
Like he was on the shoulder?
Like, yeah, he was on the shoulder, but he was back. He was almost on the road because he was pretty much evading traffic because people were driving past him so quickly. And he said, they say
he's evading traffic.
Well, basically, he was interrupting traffic. It's like he was like on the shoulder, but the shoulder was really small. So like he was still on there. So like the cars were like trying to pass him, and he said that they say they urged the man to turn around and get off the freeway, but they said that the guy gave him the 2-finger salute every time someone would tell him to get off. So he would just flip him the bird. And he was like, I don't give a shit. Fuck you. The video shows him.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking when I see this? I'm thinking of the movie of the game Frogger. Where you're trying to evade. This guy's on the way of all these cars and shit, and they can just wipe him out real easy. They can run his ass over. But he's like, I just imagine in my mind this guy's evading all this shit. He's like, but he's just like some crotchety old man with like a cane. Get off my
I just like the idea that he's like
type shit.
That people yelling at him. He's just like giving them the birds, like "fuck you guys."
Yeah. This is my right. God damn it. I can be here if I want. It's all dangerous and shit. Man, what a crazy. So did the cops, end up coming in or anything?
Well, they came in. They talked to him about it, and they pretty much he didn't get jailed or anything. They just kind of gave him a fine.
With the weirdness and the sex stuff. Got my last story tonight is what a lot of guys probably have thought about at one point or another. This fucking guy did it. This guy injected his dick with stem cells to try to make it bigger. So this man, Ben Greenfield, is a cult figure among fitness fanatics. He's a guru of sorts of nerds who devote themselves to meticulously monitoring their own biometric data for insight into the personal health. So this guy's got over 50,000 Twitter followers, 60,000 Facebook fans, 30,000 YouTube subscribers. So now he's going to be known as something else entirely, injecting himself with stem cells in hopes to make his dick bigger. So this guy's basically a human science experiment. Uh-huh. He's wanting to try almost anything in the name of getting ripped and some publicity.
So was this somebody that like they had scientists actually doing this, or was this something like he just did this on his own?
Yeah, no. He's not buying this shit from like North Korea and doing it himself. He's
getting it from like eBay from Mexico.
Yeah, I know. So in November, he visited U.S. Stem Cell, a controversial clinic in Florida, to have his penis injected with his own stem cells. This clinic is the same Florida clinic that last year unintentionally blinded 3 patients in a clinical trial of an unproven stem cell therapy.
Holy shit!
So this place, this place is fucked up.
And he trusts that place. He trusts all that shit with his dick.
Yeah, man. He says, and I quote, "I wanted to go from good to great and get a bigger dick." I'm not going to lie. That's what guys without erectile dysfunction would do this. So, 3 or 4 days after the procedure, he said it was almost like it grew. His erections were also bigger, his penis got harder, and his orgasms were better, he said. The better orgasms, he said, might be a placebo effect, but the anatomical changes in size cannot be denied. So he's saying already, man, he's feeling it. He says his wife is enjoying it. She can tell the difference. He says that he hasn't taken out a ruler and measured, which I doubt he hasn't done that. I'm sure he's fucking measuring it. He measured it before.
That's probably the first thing he did.
Yeah, first thing he did. He measured his dick before, and then as soon as right after, I bet every day he's measuring it, whether he's soft or hard. But he's saying he's not. And he's saying his wife can tell the difference when he's inside her. She can tell that he's much bigger. So it seems like this guy is pretty vain, and he wants to like be the center of attention. So he's gonna say whatever, no matter if his dick went limp. He's probably just gonna say like, it's fucking huge. It's just the best ever. So this guy, man, he went to a place that, like I said, they accidentally made 3 people blind last year by doing stem cell shit.
So he's claiming that,
and he had his dick.
He's claiming that it's working then.
So far it is. He's saying that it's the truth is what he's saying. There's no guarantee that it is, so I wouldn't. All you guys out there thinking about doing this, don't fucking do it.
All these guys sitting here writing it down.
I wouldn't.
Stem cells, eh?
Yeah, I know. Well, how do I get to Florida? Where's Florida at?
Did you say eBay from Mexico?
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, man. I wouldn't trust this shit. I mean, this seems like obviously if this stuff was proven to work, whoever did this would be multi-billionaires.
Yeah,
right?
because if it worked,
I don't see any. Oh, you get every guy.
It's like
Viagra. Every man.
It's like Viagra. Fuck, they sell that everywhere now.
Yeah. I mean, every guy would be in there. If the guy was already like 8 inches, he'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be 12." If the guy was already 12 inches, he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be 18." Right? It's not gonna stop, man. It's for like fucking friends. This shit would just every man would be in there. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care what you believe in or what religion you are. You're gonna be in there. You're gonna want your dick bigger, and that's what this guy. This guy's trying to prove that. He's trying to go for that, but man, that's a slippery slope.
He's trying to change the world, huh? One dick at a time.
One dick at a time. So what do you got? What are we hearing about?
So this week's scary topic is going to be on vampires. So a few days ago, my neighbor had moved out, and a new person had moved into the house next door. He seemed to have appeared overnight. One night I was taking out the trash after dark when my new neighbor seemed to appear behind me and came out of nowhere. He introduced himself with a thick Russian accent. He was an older man with... It's the Russians. So he was he was an older man with gray... Wolverines! He was an older man with gray hair and an old wooden cage with a creature that looked like a gargoyle that was carved into the handle. The old Russian man seemed to stand... Yeah, so he meant business. The old Russian man seemed to stand at this weird angle, almost as if he was leaning towards me, to the point where it felt as if though he was going to tip over. And he had this awkward smile. He had this... What the fuck? He had this awkward smile as if it was painful to do so. We made some more small talk, and I excused myself, basically because I thought the guy was creepy, but he seemed harmless, just a little weird. A few weeks later, my wife and I were asleep when I woke up from a bad dream. I had dreamt that the new neighbor, the old Russian man, was standing at the foot of my bed. He wouldn't move, he just stared. When I tried to ask him what was going on, I couldn't move or speak. I ended up jolting up from bed in a cold sweat. After that night, I found it hard to go back to sleep. So a few days later go by, and I still can't sleep. I'm exhausted. I leave to go to work one day, and I see the ambulance is at the house across the street. One of the neighbors was telling me that the guy's wife had died. The weird thing is that she was only like 30 and in really good health. And many didn't know what to make of it, but I suspected it had something to do with the old Russian man. Since I can't sleep, I spent most of my nights watching the old Russian man, watching TV, just occasionally walking around doing things. Occasionally he'd leave the house, but always after midnight. I still can't sleep, and when I do, I see the old Russian man at my bedside looking down at me, and I can only watch in terror as he gets closer. He would get so close that I could feel this hot, moist breath on my face, which smelled like death.
Does he want to kiss him?
Which smelled like death.
Fuck.
And then I'd end up waking up screaming. I find what looks like bite marks on my arms and my legs. One night when I couldn't sleep, I stayed up watching him. It was the night he left his house. He returned at 3 a.m, and later a man down the road was found dead at his doorstep. They said it was natural causes, but I couldn't believe that. I still think it had something to do with that Russian man the night he had left the house. By this time I was getting desperate. I didn't know if I was becoming crazy from the insomnia, because I hadn't slept in what felt like weeks, or if it was the fact that there was an actual demon or vampire leaving next to me. I couldn't live like this anymore, so the next morning, I headed to their old Russian man house and I kicked the door down, believing he would be in a coffin down in the basement, hiding from the light of the sun. As I charged into the place, I almost got knocked over from the smell. I covered my mouth and looked through every room till I entered the bathroom, and there I found the lifeless body of my old neighbor in a tub. He had been there for some time, drained of blood. So I called 911, and all the emergency crews came down. And there was no sign of the old Russian man anywhere in the house except for his creepy cane. When I talked to any of my other neighbors and asked them about the old Russian man, all of them claimed they had never seen him and that I was crazy.
Interesting. So this guy was fucking hitting on him. This Russian guy was hitting on him.
He's being all sexual.
First of all, he came up behind him when he was out of the trash. This guy was all rubbing up on him. And then he's in his dreams. And he's trying to kiss him in his dreams. So there's hot breath on him. Fuck, man. Like, why would you stare at somebody when they're sleeping?
That's just creepy. So when people think of vampires now, they imagine the sparkling cream puffs of a horrible Twilight series, and no longer the badassness that was the Wesley Snipes Blade. Thanks, Steph Myers, you dumb whore. But before that, the lore of vampires came from the Middle Ages, where people believed that the undead will return to settle unfinished business and cause danger to the living. The remedy for this was to reopen the graves and drive stakes through the corpses, or leave like a stone in their mouth to make sure the dead can come back and suck the blood out of the living.
Okay.
It's even said that the heart would be cut out or eaten by somebody to stop the vampire curse. So an ancient cemetery in a town of Pomorski in Poland, a 500-year-old vampire corpse was discovered in 2015 with a stake driven through its legs and a large rock placed in its mouth. And there was another 800-year-old skeleton that was found in Bulgaria with an iron rod stabbed through its chest.
Dang.
Another body believed to be a vampire. But we've all heard these tales before, you know. I want to go over vampire lore, and I thought I'd find something different, you know. A little something for the ladies. It's the lore of Lilith, the mother of all vampires.
Who's Lilith?
This is a Jewish folklore that goes like this. Before Adam and Eve became an item, it was Adam and Lilith. Lilith was considered the first feminist. She didn't want to be submissive in the relationship. She saw herself as Adam's equal, since she was created from the dirt just like he was. So she cursed God and Adam. She colored her hair purple, stopped shaving her legs, and she fled off to the Red Sea.
She let herself go.
Yeah. So once she was there, she started sleeping with all these demons. She was just basically popping out like 100 babies a day.
Shit.
Yeah.
This girl was getting around.
Yeah, she was getting around. She was pretty much whoring it up. So now God didn't want to hear any of that noise. So God sent 3 angels with a message that he would kill her literal demon babies if she didn't return to Adam. So Lilith, being the radical feminist, she basically told God to fuck off. Because she wasn't gonna, you know, let the patriarchy control her. God kicked her out of the paradise, and that left Adam with no one to make sandwiches for him. So God took Adam's rib and basically made Eve, and we all know what happened after that.
Was enticed by the snake. She fucked up too, huh? No, I'm just joking. Both women, man, God made fucked up.
So the story is that women are nothing but trouble.
So the moral of the story: don't trust women, huh? No, I'm just joking. It's a joke, ladies.
So
just joking.
Lilith found.
Just joking.
So Lilith found out that Adam had hooked up with a younger, hotter version of her, and became furious.
Wait. This one was fucking demons by the hundreds. And Adam gets one other woman and she's pissed?
Yeah. Like I said, don't trust women.
Okay.
So she declares war against mankind.
Oh,
her
man.
Her goal now is, since God killed all her demon babies, now her goal is to seduce men at night and steal their semen, so she can produce more demon spawn.
Hey, she can have mine. I can help her.
So she can produce more demon spawn, but she would also suck the blood of men just to make herself stronger.
No, she can't have mine. I retract.
So she'd kill her victims when she was done, and it'd make her more powerful.
Oh shit!
The kicker is she can do this forever because she didn't eat from the forbidden fruit, so she's basically immortal.
Oh,
unlike
shit.
Adam or Eve.
Okay.
Old depictions of her portray her as a woman with like a lion's head or with talons and wings. But lately, in the last few hundred years, artists have portrayed her more of like a beautiful woman. So, and she's associated, like, if like animals appear, that she's associated with like owls or jackals, snakes. Like, many men believe that whenever they have wet dreams, that they have been visited by Lilith. Yeah, so like in the older times, like monks would even sleep with their hands over their balls while holding crucifix in order to keep her away.
Fuck, that ain't gonna work. Putting your hand on your dick. If anything, you're gonna end up needing the fucking rub grub. Fuck.
Man, that's what Lilith needs, to calm her ass down.
I know, man. She just needs that semen, doesn't she? Semen and blood.
But that's basically the story of Lilith. They call her the mother of all vampires.
So she is. So could you drive a stake in her and kill her, or no?
I didn't really say anything about that because most of the folklore, like with the stakes driving through, are like from like
all her minions.
No, are from like other folklore, like from like medieval times and stuff.
Gotcha.
So this is more like of a Jewish folklore and what they can. She's not really a vampire, but some people consider it because she does suck blood, and she kind of fits the profile.
Yeah.
Because she's immortal and she does like suck blood to keep her powers and stuff.
So I guess I don't understand in that whole story is like, why would God allow her to survive? Why would He allow her to do this?
The same way like He did kill off Adam and Eve. You know, they fucked up too.
I know, but she fucked up.
And then like there's also, but there's also the devil too, and you know he didn't kill him either.
So is he? Well, he was banished, right? But I'm saying.
Yeah, but he pretty much banished her too.
Is she? Okay, that's interesting. It's an interesting story.
I thought it was a different take on the vampire.
So she's basically a black fucking widow.
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn, this bitch will fuck you and kill you. Damn.
And then while I was looking at vampires, I kind of found this article on the super rich are injecting blood from teenagers to gain immortality.
What?
So the super wealthy are now pumping themselves with the blood of young people in an attempt to prevent themselves from aging.
Okay.
So over 100 people have participated in this clinical trial at a San Francisco startup offering blood transfusions for older patients. Each procedure costs $8,000.
Holy shit.
Sees the patient injected with 2.5 liters of plasma, the liquid element of blood which remains after other cells have been removed, taken from young people.
Damn.
The procedure is being offered as an experimental attempt to rejuvenate the elderly. The median age of the patients is 60 years old.
Do you ever watch that show Silicon Valley?
I've seen some of the episodes, but I haven't really watched that many.
So, yeah, in one of the episodes, that's what the guy who was in charge of the rival company, the big company, basically like the Google company, the real huge company, Gavin, on the show, he had one of those. He had a young guy that he was doing that with. He's fucking taking his blood and pumping it into himself. So, really? Yeah, I mean, it was stupid, right? Because the show's fucking like a comedy.
Oh. But I guess...
Stupid shit, but I mean, it was like... I guess that's real.
I guess,
man.
I guess it's real. Well, it's right now. It's like a startup company doing it, but
yeah, and obviously they're not going to take the young, fat, lethargic kids to give their blood up. They're gonna want these athletes and stuff, right? So I bet that's all gonna be part of it. Like, hey, if I'm selling it to you, I'm gonna give you the cream of the crop. Look at this young man that's he's super athletic and outgoing and. You're going to be like, oh, I want that blood. That's going to be enticing versus some, like, fat piece of shit who doesn't do anything but, eat pizza.
I don't think that stuff matters. I don't think that stuff matters. It's just the blood, like the blood of the youth.
That's the thing, though. I think, and like in the show, that's what it was. Is he wanted a young kid who was, good vital blood, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't want this blood that maybe this guy has diabetes and... whatever else. I don't want that in my body. I want some good fucking blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it was. I mean, I could see that. I mean, that company's probably that's how they're gonna make more money, right?
Yeah,
they're gonna entice the blood.
If they're paying,
gonna be like, oh yeah.
If you're gonna pay $8,000, I want somebody that's like in really good shape,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna get some piece of shit. I think that's a good bit. I mean, it's obviously a good model. I bet you there's going to be people who are getting older who are going to want this. They're going to pay, who are rich, who are going to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, so far it's like there's no real justification or no real like clinical evidence for it working. They've done a couple studies and on mice, and it seemed to work on mice, but a lot of times things that work on mice don't work on humans.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, they can always get some doctor that'll say, yeah, this is fucking worth it, do it, and that doctor's gonna get some kickback, right? So
yeah. Well, I don't know. If I was old, I'd probably, if it was work, I'd take it.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if
Everybody wants, everyone wants some type of fountain of youth, right?
But I don't know. I guess it just depends on how youthful it makes you for like that price.
You won't know until you try.
That's true.
Right? It could be like a whole placebo effect, though. Yeah, where you do it and you're like, yeah, I do feel better.
Yeah, that is true. That's part of the article saying that it could be also placebo. But people see that stuff and they're like they'll try anything when you're older if you're sick and feeling well. Yeah,
sure. And be like, man, I feel better. I could do this. I can, and then you become addicted to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta have this, I gotta have this every month. I need my donor to give me some more blood. So I think it's a good business model. I mean, honestly, if it's legal, it seemed like it would be a good business model.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's legal.
If you got the money,
just like donating blood,
Exactly, right? Except this is like dedicated. Like I said in the show, he had a special dedicated kid who would like every so often give him his blood and his platelets or whatever. He'd get all that shit from him. And it was supposed to, invigorate him and keep him youthful and all that shit. When I was watching the show, I was like, what the fuck? It seemed kind of weird, but again, it's a business model, man.
Just wait until you're
If people will pay to make their dick bigger, they'll pay for this. if they'll pay for the rub grub, they'll pay for this. I just like that, the rub grub. You rub and you have grub.
There you go.
It's fucking business genius. Genius, goddamn.
Genius. So, like, with the penis, does he like inject it into his penis, like down the shaft or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They stay. Well, I think they do it like into the head, but he says you just feel like a little prick. It doesn't feel like
a little prick, huh?
It doesn't feel horrible. He says it doesn't feel really bad. Yeah, that's what he said, man.
A little prick for a big prick.
Yep, exactly. He says you just feel a little. It doesn't feel that bad, is what he said. Again, even if it did, like, say you knew that it was gonna work, and they said, "Look, this is gonna fucking hurt you, man," but the results will be fantastic. You'll be like, "Fuck it, fuck it." Stick that needle all the way up my dick. Stick it all the way up as far as you need to. As long as there's fucking really results, you'll put up with it. Yeah. Anybody will, right?
Might as well give it a try.
Yeah, fuck it. This will fucking kill me, but when I recover,
as long as you're not like the first one that does it, like if it was like after.
No, I know.
If it was like a couple years that people were doing it and they're coming back, it's like,
exactly.
I got a 14-inch penis, then I'd be like, well, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, okay. I'll swap my 3 inches for 14. Why not? It'll be all worth it then, right?
Yeah, shit. Well, I guess it also depends on how much it costs too.
Again, like, if this was something that important to you, right? Say you were having like you were known to have like bad sex, this would probably be worth it. You'd probably pay like 10, 30, 50 grand for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do that. There's a lot of people
exactly
do it now, and there's like the results aren't even that great, but they'll fucking still do it.
Exactly. Or like look how people like get the hair transplant. Like, I hear that stuff's really expensive. Like, I'm talking like 20, 30, 40 grand, and people will do that, right? Because going some people going bald is like you basically dying, right?
Yeah,
they don't see
vain stuff.
Yeah, and it's horrible for them, and so they have to do that. They need that hair. That's what got them through life. Their youth or and stuff, and not having that is just a kick in the nuts. So they'll pay some big money for that. Yeah. I mean, people will pay for this shit.
Yeah, people will pay some crazy. Well, it's just like there's those people that like they do those plastic surgeries to look like Barbies and shit.
Oh man, Those people, I think, go overboard though.
Oh, I know. But I think it's more of like a
they
mental issue that they have.
I think so too. I think they get transfixed on the Barbie. You know, this is a perfect woman, and then they just can't stop, right? Well, as soon as they get something done, well, how about this? Maybe there's some lines next to my eyes I should take out. Okay. Well, my lips aren't full enough. You know, then my breasts aren't big enough.
Yeah.
Then my ass isn't. You know, it's just always something.
Yeah.
And that some of them, I think, just become addicted to that. I mean, they have shows on that stuff, and
yeah,
they just become addicted. So, you can get addicted to a big dick for this guy.
I'm just glad I've accepted that I'm ugly, and I'm just gonna live with it.
Yeah, me too. I can't do anything about that.
Well, you could. You could do the plastic surgery.
Nah. I'm not. I don't have the money to do that. So I'm too poor to be vain.
I'm too cheap to be vain.
I'm too poor to be vain, man. I have to deal with this shit, man. I'm ugly and I'm poor. That's all I got, man.
Hey, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I didn't say I was happy. Don't put that in my mouth.
I just said I was ugly and poor.
God damn it! I'm fucking pissed. God. I'm even more sad. God. No. Someone to give me a beer and some cocaine.
We're coming to the end now.
Yeah, better wind this down.
Getting about that time.
Yeah, we're not here for a long time, just a good time.
So everybody have a good morning, evening, or night, and we'll see you next week. Until then, stay strange.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
If you enjoy the show, please go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you're listening, and please give us a good rating. If you want to share a story or have ideas for a future episode, you're welcome to visit us at www.thestrangepodcast.com. We look forward to hearing from you.